Ethan Oliver Ralph has many foes, but none of them are anything like Mr. Metokur, aka Jim. On May 8th, 2023, I started what was supposed to be the Ethan Ralph's Rogue Gallery Mr. Metokur trilogy that, as much as I wanted to keep it to 3 parts, fate would have different plans. Jim left the internet both because of his cancer diagnosis as well as his autoimmune disease in early 2020, and since Ralph saw Jim as his e-daddy, Ralph would go hog wild when left to his own devices for over a year. But when Jim finally did make his return, he didn't start going into Ralph, but instead Mersh from Revenge of the Siths, who had been questioning Jim's cancer for a while at that point.
No, there's been some questions about my health. I'll get that out of the way as quickly as possible, because who wants to hear depressing things? Yes, I did get sick. Yes, I am still sick, going through the clinomics program at Mayo to try to figure out what it is. For those of you unfamiliar with what clinomics is, it's fucking research medicine. So that's always fun. Now, I know that some people have called into question if I have cancer or not. I heard that Mersh said that. In fact, you might want to be careful, chat. I also heard that Mersh told people if you donate to me ever on any live stream I do, he's going to be very disappointed in you. Very upset about it. And if you donate on a stream and it makes him upset, probably really piss him off if you head on by the Teespring store, buy yourself a nice shirt. I want to hear her screaming. I want it to shatter my windows. Make sure to get a hoodie too while you're there. Should have done a promo code Mersh, but God help me, the man's social media impact is like Chinese food. 20 minutes after he says something, you forgot he exists. I don't want to make fun of him too much. I want to make sure I got the right Mersh. This is the Mersh that saying happy birthday to Styx because he pulled something out of his ass and was embarrassed publicly. Is that the Mersh we're talking about? Or is it the Mersh that ran away from Baked Alaska when he got confronted in the street? Oh, don't mind me, Baked. I'm looking at the ground. I work with the city. That's why I can't look you in the eye. I'm looking for cracks in the sidewalk as I waddle away.
Around the end of the stream, Jim talked about all the issues that he had been dealing with and how the doctors he had been seeing didn't have a clue what was going on with his health.
Am I smoking with cancer? Yes, I am. I actually had a debate with one of the doctors about this, to be honest with you. They said, hey, the lifestyle management could help try to, mitigate some of the symptoms that you're under. But, my retort to that was, you can't even tell me what the fuck is going on. I've literally been to every goddamn department at Mayo, and you can't tell me what the fuck is going on. I go to gastroenterology with evidence of pancreatic attacks, but they say they don't think it's pancreatitis, but they're not sure what it is because they can clearly see it on CT imaging and the lipase levels are off the charts. I lose my hearing and get tinnitus, and the ENT can't figure out exactly what's causing that. I lose control of my eyes and muscles, but nobody can figure it out because the neurologist is baffled. Vascular medicine can't figure out exactly why I've got fucking dissections in my vertebral artery and in my aorta. Is it muscular dysplasia? Oh, well, no, we don't really know. We don't know why your fucking blood results are like this. We don't know why your cell counts are all fucked up. We don't know why your IgG levels are all fucked up. We can't figure it out, but we can tell you it's not cancer. It's not the cancer that's causing all this other crazy shit, but we don't know what's causing all the other crazy shit. But you should do this because it'll help. That. You don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm smoking my cigarettes. YOLO. That's what you say. You say YOLO.
After being asked by Polyfrog64 in a super chat, Jim would talk about Ralph's firstborn son that he had with Faith Vickers.
And yes, I did hear Ralph has another kid on the way. The guy's out there just seeding people left and right.
Well, on September 28th, 2021, a month after Jim's return, Ralph would do a 24-hour kill stream that would go down in history. And fun fact, when I was watching this and talked about it on Twitter, Andy Warski actually responded to me, saying, "If I could go back in time and stop myself from being there, I would."
Get ready for hour 16. Just get ready for hour 16, bro.
I've been bragging for years about how I was a kid and, I trained myself to stay awake for long periods of time, and a 24-hour stream wouldn't really be any type of issue whatsoever. Well, we're about to find out. And I'll admit this. I saw talkers, and they're like, Ralph, he's been wanting to do it 24 hours since he saw Warski do it. That's true, actually, but I wanted a good reason for it, though. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't just want to do it. I wanted a good reason.
Ralph, you can't stream for a long time because I did it once.
I know. Well, it's a well-known gimmick, basically, in the streaming game, and I just have never happened to do it.
You can't clap because that one guy that has cancer did it.
But I wanted to do it.
No.
I wanted to do it, and then once I just threw it out there on a whim, the Trovo Festival, it got some play on Twitter. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna put some time in. I'm gonna organize it, and that's what I did. If I told you it was easy, it wasn't.
About 5 hours into the stream, Mersh was asked about his current feud with Jim and why exactly he thought that the cancer wasn't real. What's interesting about this clip is that Ralph can be seen getting really quiet during the whole thing. That being said, you don't really tune into the Killstream for Ralph, but the guests instead.
Oh, Dove Death.
Hey, Mersh, what's your problem with Metokur?
Metokur. What's your problem with Metokur, Mersh?
I don't have a problem with. Here's the thing, I've gotten so much. I don't have a problem with Metokur. I just have a problem with his fake cancer. And I don't like it's fine, like have fake cancer, but then I can say you have fake cancer.
Like, what is it? What evidence?
Hey Andy, let me ask you this. What is Jim's real name?
I don't know.
What is Jim's real agenda?
I know. Patio furniture.
He makes entertaining videos.
He has fake cancer. He's a fake person with fake cancer. He's a fake person, so his cancer by default is fake. So stop it. And also, Dingo.
I'm not saying.
Okay, but he's writing. By the way, Dingo.
I'm not saying it is true. I'm just saying I'm not I'm just like whatever.
Oh my God, that's so bad. No, you're right. I called a guy out for having fake cancer. He might have real cancer.
He might or he might not. Tell
me, give me details. Tell me details.
I don't care. I don't care if he does or if he doesn't.
Andy, I'm not directing this at you. I'm directing it at the Super Shatter. So to all the Metokur fans, tell me about this friend of yours that you have a deep connection with, whose name you know, and he means so much to you, and he has cancer. Tell me some stories about him. Otherwise, he's a literal fake person. He's the whole gimmick of Jim was that I'm a fake person. I'm not a real person. Like I'm just a voice on the internet, and I'm doing this. This is funny. So until you're a real person, your cancer is also fake. Sorry.
Look, as the resident Jim imposter, I kind of have to go on the defense for him a little bit. He called me the oldest, and you know what? That was the nicest thing anybody has said about me. So I have to defend him here. I think his cancer is real.
I get you, Gator, and you know what? You're right, brother. The fake internet guy made you feel special for a moment, and you know what?
Yeah.
That's enough of a reason to not even slightly call it. By the way, the funny thing is, like, all the Metokur fans are like, how dare you call out his cancer? You're calling out COVID unvaccinated diagnoses daily, so shut up. You want to be like, question the system, man.
Later, when Black Pigeon Speaks called into the stream, he talked about how Jim's channel was demonetized without there being any content on it. And there was a short talk about Jim after that, too.
Exactly.
Well, this reminds me of Mr. Metokur, when I guess there was some sort of, ether in the wind that was saying that he was going to get deplatformed from YouTube. He basically completely removed every single video from his channel that he had, and then like a month later, YouTube sends one of these emails. We're very sorry, but the content on your channel doesn't approve to our monetization. Blah 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 blah. And then he made a video like there was nothing there. They demonetized Metokur with nothing in his channel. It's the same thing. Like, they know who you are. And they take pleasure in trying to screw with you.
Yeah, and they didn't just hit me. They hit a ton of people yesterday. A lot of people on this list here and other lists. They just like cleared them all out, like all at once, which was insane. All right, now let's see. We do have some callers actually.
Wait, I saw Metokur tweeted today that he got his monetization back on D Live today.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that?
He said that. Yeah.
What the?
Is Metokur, is he making videos again? I haven't seen anything.
He did one stream. That's it. But nothing planned at all.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a stream. All right, let's see here.
Almost 15 hours into that stream, Ralph would talk about Jim tweeting about merch and laughing at it.
Somebody just tagged me with it, so I guess since it came from our show, I guess we should pull it up. Can you see that? It says the party after merch has one drink. So I guess Jim.
Where is it? Where are you showing this?
Can you see it? Oh wait, my camera's not on. Hold on, let me turn it on. There you go. Now you can see it. Sorry. So I guess he saw the clip from.
Then Ralph would do something that haunted him for years. Ralph sharded on stream. One of the first people that would actually react to that clip was Nick Rekieta, and in his words, it was pretty gross.
Let's try this, okay? Here we go. Ugh. Gross. Gross. There you go. That's whew.
Well, Ralph wasn't happy about that clip going around, and so he talked about it in a way that only Ralph could, unleashing the legendary Rage Pig from its slumber and going against Nick Rekieta. This is also the clip where Ralph names the sector.
And so Augie put out a clip like this was some kind of fucking evidence of me shitting myself. If I myself, I would tell you motherfuckers. I'd probably make more money off myself. I might pull down my fucking pants and shit all over the place today. Do they really know what the fuck it is I'm doing? I don't give a fuck about being hated. I don't give a fuck about you talking your shit. I get paid either way. Do you think I would give a fuck? I wouldn't. That's the difference between me and a fraud like Nick Rekieta and Augie and all these sucking f***s. That's the difference. I don't give a f***. The money comes in regardless. I can all over myself and I'd still get paid. That's because I'm talented. That's because I'm charismatic. That's because I put on shows that nobody else is fucking putting on. That's why I get paid regardless. That's why it doesn't matter how many cases they put on me. It doesn't matter how many lawsuits people file. It doesn't matter what the they do. People tune in to me because I'm an entertainer and I'm better at it than anybody else in this whole fucking sector from the top on down. And that includes everybody. And you know what? I'm tired of acting like I'm not. F*** off, Rekieta, with your huckster $260,000 scam where you stole from the people. Boy, you think I haven't I can't even believe a shyster like this would get on his show and play that bullshit. It honestly just baffles my fucking brain that he would do that.
Even Null, the owner of the Kiwi Farms, would make an appearance on this legendary Killstream.
Join the green room right now, or fucking stop talking. Okay, there you go. What is it?
You have to talk into Discord if you want me to hear you.
I'm talking into Discord. Can you not hear me? Or?
Oh, there you go. You figured it out.
No, I figured it out the whole time. There was never a mistake on my end. That's what I don't understand.
No, it was pretty obvious. I said to give me a Hangouts link because I don't have a Discord account.
Well, I don't care what you have. We're rocking with Discord. I don't feel like starting a whole new Hangouts link.
I mean, it's pretty fucking easy.
Well, you're here now. You bow down. You down. You talk. You know, you talked about me bitching down to Rekieta. Guess who's using Discord right now? You bitch. So I didn't start a Hangout link, and you bowed down to me like the punk you are. Is that right?
I can leave if you would like me to leave.
Well, if you want to leave and continue to be a bitch, that's perfectly fine. You've already proven yourself to be a bitch.
Like insulting me for talking to you.
No, like, you said you wouldn't use Discord. No, wait, you said you wouldn't use Discord, but yet here you are, Josh.
I said I don't have a Discord.
Oh, well, that's not true, clearly, because you're here right now. You lied.
I literally just
lied like everything else in your life.
While talking about Discord, Ralph brought up Jim and said that Jim hates Null, and Null did one of my favorite laughs of all time.
I wonder how long
Jim
you
doesn't
can
use fucking Discord.
I don't give a what Jim does. Jim hates you. Why do you think I give a what Jim thinks? I don't. I do care what he thinks when it comes to you because he hates you and he thinks you're a scumbag. And so I co-sign that. But you badmouth Jim and talk about Jim every chance you get. Why would anybody think you have any right to speak for Jim?
All I said was that Jim didn't use Discord.
He doesn't. So what?
So it's very conceivable.
He hates you too. Discord. All I said was Jim thinks you're a piece of and thinks you're a
you can't like carry a conversation.
I'm carrying a conversation. I'm saying Jim thinks you're a piece. You want to talk about Jim's opinions and what Jim does and what Jim doesn't. Jim thinks you're a and he said it pretty much to your face. So if we want to talk about Jim's opinions, that's another opinion that Jim has. So not only does he not use Discord, he also thinks Josh Moon is a
Okay, I don't care.
Okay, well, you know, but wait, you cared. No. You cared about whether he used Discord or not, but you didn't care about whether he thinks you're a. So I would say it's much more important. No, I'm not retarded. I'm very smart.
Well, 1 month later, and Jim would do his next stream, Metoween, on October 31st, 2021.
Uh-oh. I'm not hearing anything. Oh, now I heard my echo. Great. Nice 30-second delay. Because that's the kill switch I need to be familiar with. Now, I need to give you a warning. Fair warning, chat. I don't want you to get put on a naughty list. Because somebody's out there. All right? He's keeping an eye on things. We don't want to mess with this bad hombre.
The main reason I mention this stream is because Jim would be asked about the same thing that caused Ralph to declare Nick Rekieta a death enemy before playing some of the most famous Ralph clips from a pill stream.
From Nicholas Diorio, did we talk about what Ethan Ralph pooped himself on stream? I got here late. No, we didn't really talk about Ralph pooping himself on stream. We did talk about Flamenco, though.
Flamenco, are you there? Why can't I hear you, Flamenco? Should I retry it again? Flamenco! Flamenco! What about now, Flamenco? Flamenco, what about now?
Well, answer the fucking question. I mean, you sound like a real fucking dick. And I'm going to be dead honest with you. You want to talk about spilling tea? I don't give a I spent more on spilt liquor than most of you motherfuckers spilt on new shoes.
What are you talking about?
In a minute, I'm going to. Yeah.
So there you go. Now, I've seen the clip that you're talking about, where it's alleged he sharted himself. But what commentary do you want? Was the sound of leather? Did he fart? Did he shart? I don't know. You're going to need more highly detailed analysis than I can give you on my lazily thrown together Halloween stream to decipher that, I guess.
A few days later, on November 2nd, 2021, on the Kiwi Farms, Null was asked if he really thought that Jim hated him and answered, saying this: "I'd wager yes because of the thread, many such cases. I don't trust much of what Ralph says, but I feel like when he randomly pulls out, 'Jim hates you, boy,' in an argument, it's because he still talks to Jim and they both gripe about the farms together." Another month later, on December 4th, 2021, Andy Warski talked about he hadn't made a cent off the Killstream in 2 years of going onto it, so he wouldn't be going back.
It feels like it's been a bit since you've been on the Killstream. There's a bigger audience now. Get back to promoting on there. I'm not going to do that, no.
There's nothing to promote, really.
Nothing to promote,
done.
no.
Yeah.
And also I'm not into politics anymore. I really don't give a fuck about politics. Ralph does politics, have fun, that's great, awesome. And also I'm not going to be helping people for free. Bottom line, I'm not working on a show for free every single day. I did that for 2 years and got 0 pennies out of it. I'm not going to do that anymore. No, sorry. I'm not a guy's, oh, I hope I get a couple of viewers extra on my show to get a $5 donation. There's none of that. You know what I mean?
Well, we do appreciate the donations, though.
Exactly. He's got Pat Dixon doing his new show there. Have fun with Pat Dixon. There. That's my fucking bottom line with that. I don't give a fuck about that with Killstream.
Later on Christmas Day, while doing a stream, Jim was warned in a super chat about Ralph pulling him down with him.
From L West, please don't let Gunty drag you down with him, Jim. Try my best.
Then, Flamenco TV, one of Ralph's old co-hosts and current death enemy, challenged Jim to play a fighting game of his choice.
From Flamenco TV, Jim Metokur, it's me, Flamenco. To surpass Gunt, I formally challenge you to a fist fight to 10 matches in the fighting game of your choice. Also watch Last Man. Fighting game of my choice. I will get back to you, Flamenco. We'll do a competition. I'm not sure what fighting game we'd have to do it. I'm going to guess on Steam. Let me think. How about Guilty Gear Strive? You want to do that, Flamenco? Best out of 10 or best 210 in Guilty Gear Strive? I guess hit me up on Twitter and we'll try to set it up.
Both Jim and Flamenco then agreed to have it on January 8th, 2022. Let's aim for Saturday, January the 8th. Gives 2 weeks time to get some practice in. Sound good? Well, that fight would be rescheduled to January 9th and Jim would face off with Flamenco. Before we go anywhere further, don't let him being one of Ralph's death enemies and upbeat personality fool you like it fooled me.
Oh, hello?
Oh, hello.
How's it going, sir?
Oh, I'm just waiting with bated breath.
I know. Oh,
after that amazing intro.
Yeah, I threw that together in like 2 minutes, but I thought that was, it worked out really
modest. Well. Oh, you're so modest. That took no effort at all. I mean, Jesus, I was just snorting some coke and I thought, fuck it. When you're that skilled, things just happen. Okay, Mr. Humblebrag. Okay.
No, I was planning to use that song that's just like, I'll throw in like LTG and I'll chroma the freaking Dark Side Phil green screen and it works. Phil did most of the work. Let's be real. Phil did most of the work, as with everything.
I've used it so many times. Yeah, it's like a 10-minute long video of nothing but Phil doing goofy, and it fits pretty much everywhere, like the Filthy Frank one does.
Yeah, almost like just everything. Yep.
Then, Jim and Flamenco started making Ralph jokes. Memphis 10 is a euphemism for Ralph's, and pill bottle shaking was becoming a pretty popular way to make fun of Ralph.
No, we're doing first to 10, right?
Yeah.
Now, I hear in the fighting game community that's called a Memphis 10. Is that true? Are we going for a Memphis 10 here?
Going for a Memphis 10 here.
Okay.
A little bit of,
Mamenko, can you hear me? Tatenko, you there? Wait, hold on.
I can't hear you.
Mamenko!
I spelt more on liquor than you spit on spilt shoes.
While playing, they would start making more Ralph jokes, and for all the new viewers, Maker's Mark is Ralph's drink of choice.
Oh, God.
It looks like...
Mamenko, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Mamenko.
I can't hear you, Jim. I can't hear you.
Oh, gonna need more bottles.
Hold on, let me go get the Maker's Mark. We'll make it a little bit more even.
Now, is there a way to go right into rematch, or do we have to go back to little stands?
I think
is he dead?
Yeah, he just like falls down.
Okay.
Then, another one of Ralph's death enemies and former co-host / best friend, Gator, invited Jim to go onto the podcast Anime Boomers, and Jim said yes.
Now, Gator asks, hey, Flam, ask Jim to come on the Anime Boomer podcast sometime and laugh at our taste in anime while he schools us in the good stuff. Yeah, Gator and Spooky have a podcast, and they have eternally shit taste, so they would definitely want you to come on.
Sure. I'll come talk about anime.
All right.
But before Jim could go into Anime Boomers, both Andy Warski and PPP would announce their new show called The Kino Casino, coming out on January 12th, 2022. Andy would then post this tweet in regards to Ralph. Talk shit about me for a month? Go on a 15-minute tirade about me based off a lie in chat revealing your true feelings about me? chills with people who talk shit about me, betrays every friend who had his back within a month, disrespects my co-host, and you're talking loyalty? LMAFO? Andy Warski would even go on to Flamenco's show to talk about Ralph.
Let's be honest, the reason he blew up was the mundane Matt friggin' a flagging thing, right?
Yep.
But he flags. He does all this crazy stuff. Now he has no power to, because everyone's like subs are like way surpassed his, that the flagging doesn't work, right? You know how the algorithm works. It only works if you like.
He does DMCA ones now, which like YouTube has to take seriously, but like he doesn't pursue them. So it's just like a false DMCA that's entirely meant to like mess with people. It's just inconvenience them. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's all this. It's like it's all the stuff that, you know, that Kraut and T got for, that a mundane Matt got for, and by the way, so it's me, PPP tomorrow, and Kraut will be there as well.
Oh, well, I don't like Kraut, but I'll still watch.
Still legendary though, like the whole idea that like we were all enemies with each other, and now we're doing this stream together about Nick Fuentes. Like, that's gonna be legendary, dude.
Andy would then give a very special message directed to Ralph himself.
He's gonna come out, you piece of shit, and then say all my personal shit from 3 years ago that no one cares about, that I don't even care about. Ralph, you're dead to me. You're dead to almost everyone. In fact, I've been reached out by so many people who I've been enemies with, or I thought I was enemies with, who I'm now reconnecting with. You think you could just talk and act like fucking cryptic on your show and talk about me after all I've done for you? It's like, people say, I did so much for you. Yeah, you did. I'm not going to lie about that. But you know what, dude? You fucking slipped. You suck now. You're rude to everyone. And you're actually unhinged. And I don't want to speak to you. I don't care. I don't want to fucking... There's nothing that... I won't be benefited at all with speaking to Ethan Ralph. Seriously. There's no benefit in my life at all to speak to him anymore. It's just going to be and he'll be unhinged for the next few weeks about me and all this stuff and all blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. I have a big show tomorrow. I have to get back to work and write some scripts and also work on some stuff I have with other projects right now. Dude, I'm unloading right now because you think you could be cryptic. I'm unloading because you think you could talk and control everyone who's worked with you. You owe us. You owe everyone who made your show funny and interesting. Okay? That's what I'm going to say about that. No one owes you anything. Okay? And also, every piece of drama, by the way, Ralph, you want some advice? Every time you get into this fucking stupid drama and keep fucking opening your goddamn mouth, the shrapnel, because you're already done. Everyone thinks you're a piece of shit already. The shrapnel hits all the people around you. And that's why your circle is getting smaller and smaller. You're basically a fucking Fortnite game with a fucking map getting smaller and smaller. Okay? You're going to be in the middle on a fucking like 3 square foot fucking thing, just standing there alone and wondering why I'm the king standing here, when everyone's just like, ugh.
Null would watch all of this while it was going down and showed us just what a real-life Killstream fan looks like.
I found an actual picture. This is true. I've showed this before. This guy Milton bought this T-shirt of Ethan Ralph as a child. I don't know why. Who the f would buy this or wear this? I don't know why. I don't know why Ralph puts this retarded shit on T-shirts and sells them to people. But this man, this is an honest to God. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. I remember seeing this picture. This is a real picture of a real Killstream fan who buys real Killstream merch. This man is walking around wearing a picture of Ethan Ralph as a child on his shirt. This is true. This is the real world. This is what's happening out there, and it's nightmarish.
Null would then promote Jim going on to Anime Boomers the next day, as well as promote the upcoming Kino Casino.
Scheduled today, I'll give an announcement to some streams. Mr. Metokur is having the Gamergator on Anime Boomers. If you are interested in hot anime takes, the hottest anime takes can be found on Anime Boomers. So go ahead and check that out if that's your type of thing. PPP and Andy Warski are at some point today premiering I don't know what the f it is, but it's about Ralph, I think. So if you're interested in hearing PPP and Andy Warski yelling about Ralph in some premiere video, which apparently is like edited, you can go check that out as well. I'm sure that'll be interesting.
Ralph, on that very same day, announced that he was going to hold a bowling tournament called the Kingpin Invitational. But we're going to get to that later, especially because the next day, the first episode of the Kino Casino came out. While this one wasn't Ralph-focused, PPP told us on January 14th that his plan was to take Ralph's time slot as well as taking his audience.
And I said, how do I make sure that Ralph never wins again? How do I make sure that Ralph takes L's every single week for the rest of his life? And then it hit me. It hit me. Heath Ledger's The Joker. His voice rang in my head.
Whoa.
PPP, if you're good at something, never do it for free. We're gonna strike at Ralph by taking his audience in his time slot, taking his pay pigs from his time slot, bleeding his viewers, bleeding his money every Friday, his big show, The Weekender. We're gonna ensure that The Weekender for Ethan Ralph is a big, steaming fucking L every fucking week of his life. That is part of the reason for the Kino Casino. At least that's the reason in Ethan Ralph's mind why the Kino Casino exists. The real reason why, of course, is that I want to have some fucking fun. We gotta shake it up. We're gonna have a good fucking show. We're gonna have topics every fucking week that are gonna try and be engaging and interesting for the audience.
But this isn't a Kino Casino episode, so we're gonna see them soon. Especially because at the same time, Jim went on to Anime Boomers, and everyone started shaking pill bottles together.
The anime boomer, I would say. Mr. Metokur, how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad to see that Mamiko's here. How you doing, Mamiko?
Oh, I got my... Oh, I can't hear
Are you doing good?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh. I can't... Are you there?
Maybe it's too hot outside. I can't hear you.
Oh, God, shit.
Let me join in on the fun here, guys. Come on now.
There we go. Now we all have pill bottles.
It's fun times. You know, it's been a while since we've had, like, all these people together.
It wasn't just that one time either, though. Super Chats got the pill bottles shaking as well, and Jim would even talk about a hypothetical fight between Ralph and Andy Warski.
Expert Spectre for 2 says, "Hey, Ethan Ralph, it's me, Metokur."
How you doing?
It's that time again. All right.
Yes, it's that time again. Yeah.
It's always pill o'clock time.
I'm never ever gonna forget that moment. Never ever, as long as I live.
Oh.
It's just maracas, right? You're just shaking some maracas in the background.
Shaking some maracas, drinking some tequila.
Yeah, there's some maracas.
Shake menorah.
Polyfrog64 for 5 says, "Jim, any thoughts on the beef between Ralph and Adam Warski? Ralph was tweeting Knoxville 2.0 at him. Who would win the fight, Ralph or Warski?"
Okay. Well, I am familiar with this happening recently because Flamenco did a stream with Andy Warski, didn't you?
Yeah, Andy popped on for like 30 minutes and yeah.
And lit Ralph on fire, would you say?
Yeah, he completely fucking tossed Ralph under the bus. And he said that he will fight out Ralph, but Ralph has to pony up $25K for the prize pool.
Now, fun fact about Andy Warski. His family is Portuguese, more specifically from the Azores Islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Well, on January 17th, 2022, Ralph had a little idea. Anybody interested in seeing me fly to Portugal this Sunday and do a week of shows and reporting from that country? Well, Andy Warski would then challenge Ralph to actually go through with it. Ha 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 ha! Do it, Ralph! Do it! Please do it! Also, Vax Ralph confirmed? Ralph's too broke to go to Portugal. He is afraid. He knows the Portuguese would throw a pig like him out of the country in a heartbeat. I run Portugal, Ralph. You'll never set foot in Portugal. Mark my words. Y'all been waiting for this bum to show you Portugal for years. I'm about to do it just for the fuck of it. And I'll be a way better travel guide than the stuttering cokehead. Then, the second episode of the Kino Casino was announced to come out on January 22nd, 2022, and Jim was named as one of the guests. But before that though, on the same day, Ralph would say this in a tweet. I'm at the airport and I made the flight. I touched down in Lisbon, the Portuguese capital, before noon tomorrow. But while Ralph was on his 7-hour flight, the Kino Casino would start one of their most memorable episodes to this day, the F*** Ralph Festival.
Hey!
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the Kino Casino to present the Ralph Festival. It's an exciting show that we have for you guys tonight. We've got Nick Rekieta coming on, Mr. Metokur coming on. We got Pod Awful with a special surprise.
Very special.
Very special. We've got Porcelain coming on. We've got Flamenco coming on. We've got King of Pole coming on, for fuck's sake. Kraut's gonna make an appearance. We've got it all on this special edition of the Kino Casino. We have the raw, unedited footage of Ralph's fight with Digibro, Riley, and Mint Salad. Mint Salad's gonna be live with us to break down the raw, unedited tape for the first time ever. We're going to get to see in all its glory Ralph's 5'1" frame getting bodied by a woman.
Let me just say,
bodied by Mint Salad.
His gun, if you think you've seen a gun before, woo, it's bad, dudes. Bros, it's over. It's over. Killstream sisters, it's over.
Flamenco would be brought on as the first guest and asked just how Ralph burned the bridge with him.
Tell us about how Ralph burned the bridge with you.
So honestly, like I guess the bridge burning moment was, I think it was back when Ralph was using false DMCA strikes to go after people who were like even mildly making fun of him. I think he did that to T-Clips. I think he did that to Jersh. He did that to just like a good amount of people. And you know, as a person, yeah, exactly. And as a person who came into Ralph's streams through the I think the Boulder stream is when I started to like actively watch the Killstream every night on weekdays or whatever. To see somebody whose like main claim to fame was exposing a thin-skinned, fat individual who was abusing systems because they couldn't handle mild mockery on the internet. To then just go around and do the exact same thing. I'm just like, okay, well, this is kind of lame. And all I had to do was say that, like, yeah, this is gay, this is lame, you should not be doing this, and this is shameful behavior. And you know, suddenly I'm evil. I'm apparently a homosexual deviant who assaults men in airport bathrooms. I don't know where he got that. But yeah, it's just yeah, it is what it is.
Isn't it better, Flab? Isn't it better, dude? Yeah, but I was gonna say, like when you're his buddy, you're always walking on eggshells. One little thing, he snaps at you, and you go, okay, maybe I'll. Isn't it feel freeing when he went, F you, Andy? I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, F yourself, dude. And everyone's career who leaves Ralph, it's just you're Scrooge McDuck in the gold. You know what I mean? Like, thank you, Ralph.
PPP would then talk about how Ralph was flagging anyone critical of him when exposing someone else for the exact same thing was how he built his career and got his name out there.
And let's face it, Flamenco, I mean, you're better off without him. You're doing more viewers now, more donations now, better connections now, and everything is going well for you. And at the end of the day, what your main point of contention is Ethan Ralph, the whole reason that anyone gives a f*** about him is the Boulder stream, where Zidane, let's be frank, Zidane and Jim grilled Jarbo, just put Jarbo fucking 6 feet under, destroyed him, humiliated him. His career never recovered. His life never recovered. He's in a tailspin of cope and just destruction from which he will never recover. He's buried in boulders, just fucking dead. And he's doing the exact same behavior. He flags down people constantly. Flagged down T-Clip's channel, and that had to be resolved via lawsuit, which he didn't even contest because he knew he didn't have a leg to stand on because it was transformative. He flagged down my stream. He flagged down Josh's stream, Godwinson's stream. Constant flagging from this guy, but yet we don't really hear of the same backlash. I don't know why. I honestly think he ought to be castigated and castrated and given the exact same treatment as Mundane Matt.
While talking to King of Pole, otherwise known as Brian Dunn, Jesse PS from Pod Awful called in to let everybody know that he was at Ralph's house. This is a longer one, so we're gonna do highlights.
All right, I apologize. We didn't set this up ahead of time. I was on push to talk, which just won't work for my reporting.
So, is it... Oh shit, wait, what is this? Jesse, what's going on?
Wait a minute, can they see it?
Yes, they can.
Wait, where are we right now? What's going on?
Whoa, we are... Oh my god, the ground reporting has come. Jesse, tell us where you are.
This is on the ground reporting.
Oh no.
So, it just started snowing here, by the way. Am I talking too loud?
No, you're good, man. You're good.
You're good.
So it started snowing, and so I don't know where I am right now, to be quite honest, but it's not a nice neighborhood.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, it's a bad neighborhood.
Now, here's what's really going on. I am here on the ground in Richmond, Virginia, and some sort of large mass has been pulling me in its orbit.
Oh no!
And every time, so I'm not using GPS right now. I'm just kind of wandering the streets here, and I keep going past this one house, and I can feel this fucking magnetic pull on me. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but here's the deal. I've got something very serious to reveal here tonight, and I think maybe it'll take, if you don't mind, it'll take a little bit of explanation. There's two big secrets that must be revealed. Now, if those are the people out there who don't know, I'm Jesse from Pod Awful, by the way. I went to Ethan's house before, and the reason I went there is I just wanted to bring him some stickers. I'm a really big fan, so I brought him some of these stickers here, right? And he didn't like that. I don't know why.
Oh no!
I just gave him some stickers. He was really upset. And you can see I've got some stickers here today. So for no reason. So I brought him some stickers, and he got really upset, and then he doxed himself on stream and said, "If you ever want to actually mess with me, you can come on back to 3."
No. Okay. Yep.
That's not his address. Number one.
Oh, he lied. Okay, the lying address.
No, he didn't lie. I made up that number. He did say the real address. But the problem is, Ethan moved, and I only even just found this out myself, actually. But I'm actually Ralph's son.
Wow.
I'm his baby. I got diapers with your money. I got some diapers with your money. I'm a big goo-goo baby boy.
Oh my God.
And I just want to see my daddy. I just want to give my daddy some of these diapers for his new baby. And I want to give him some stickers. Wah, daddy. So I'm trying to find my daddy. I have a pacifier here, but I lost it.
Please go give him the diapers. Please go give him the diapers.
Going on inside that window there? Is that the Ralph retort? Is that his truck? Ethan, name to me, Ethan! I have diapers for you, Ethan!
Please, just go leave him at the door. Go leave him at the door.
Here's the thing. I've got a huge box of diapers here, and I need these for my child, who will actually be in my life. But what I'm willing to do is, if he comes out here and says hello, and he's kind, and he doesn't want to start a 5'1" fight, and he allows me to measure him, as long as I can measure his height on camera and find out exactly how tall he is, I'm fully willing to give him this entire box of diapers.
To find out the truth. These are things he'll do.
It's a first
person. To let Ralph know there are diapers waiting for him.
It's a first person mode. It's a first person. It's like a first person video game.
We're playing Call of Duty right now.
Do 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 do.
There, he's got diapers, ladies and gentlemen.
Even Cog would come in and predicted that Ralph was trying to befriend the Revenge of the Sis crew because Jim had been laughing at him lately. This one's really wild because Cog and the casino hate each other these days.
What are your thoughts on everything? Let's get your.
My honest thought right now is I think that he's trying to get some sort of relationship going with Mersh and ROTC because now that Metokur's calling him out on other people's streams. So I think there's going to be I don't know, some sort of union that might happen at that Kingpin event.
Yeah.
Well, Cog, so just give us a brief rundown of, how Ralph burned the bridge with you, how he f***ed you over, why he's a piece of shit in your eyes, Cog. Give us an impassioned speech about the Gunt. Let's go.
I don't know, it wasn't really like a burning of bridges. It was more, he came on the show and he had that massive fallout with Dispatch, and then after that, he just never came back on the show. He just kind of went his own way.
So, but he was mad at the fact that you were covering his antics, right? But
of course,
you do a drama show, or not drama, like you cover certain dramas, right? I would say that's fair to say.
I just cover stuff that's funny on the internet, just like other people do with me. So.
Mm-hmm.
Then Cog accurately predicted Ralph snaking Jim, with Andy agreeing.
Well, he's brought my brother into it. He's obviously brought Sinead up with you. He always brings up the past and stuff like that. And this is why I honestly think he's trying to get, because I know you think that he won't shit on Metokur, but I think if he's got Mersh on Metokur next to him, he'll try and follow suit.
Yeah. Well, wait, you're saying that Ralph won't shit on Metokur?
I think he will at a certain point, but I only think I think he'll be doing it a lot more during the Kingpin tournament thing with Mersh around him.
Well, Metokur is showing up in a little bit. He just DM'd me a little bit later, whatever. But like Jim, I think I don't know why Jim never on him. I have no idea why, but I think he's starting to open up. With the flamenco stream, the Gator stream, bringing that up, and Gator had to put down his episode and re-edit the whole thing, so freaking Daddy Ralph wouldn't be upset and whip him in the back of the back of the Killstream room or whatever. Yeah. But no, I think Metokur's opened up to hating on Ralph like we all are, because he's burned so many bridges and hurt so many people.
Later, Andy would ask the legal question how if he gave more money to Ralph's child than Ralph has, does that make him more of a father than Ralph to Nick Rekieta?
I have one legal question for you, okay? So for him to own me, he decided to fly to Portugal, right? So my retaliation, which by the way, I've been there 13 times, have fun, have an awesome time. For me to own him, I gave Faith, specifically Xander, $20 through PayPal. And she tweeted out, "Thank you. Andy Warski has given me has given $20 more than his own father, making him better than the actual father. Would this legally make me more of Xander's father than Ralph himself?"
Oh damn! At this point, because as I understand it, Ralph has not made any claim to being the father legally, right? Because he has to make a show. I don't know. Again, I don't know specifically how they do that in California. In Minnesota, you either have to sign a recognition of parentage at either at the time of birth or in some period of months after the birth, or you have to go to a court and petition for an adjudication of parentage. You have to get an adjudication of paternity, and that can be done with the mom's consent, with a paternity test, various different ways to do that. My understanding is that he hasn't done that yet. I don't know if there's something that's going on behind the scenes, but assuming my understanding is correct, yes, it makes you Xander's daddy.
There we go. Right now, a true lawyer, Ralph Felton.
Ralph,
so
I am the father.
Then, after all the hype, Jim did not in fact make an appearance, and instead, it was a new Kill All Pedos video.
Now, folks, it's time. We have him in the green room. your favorite content creator, Daddy Jim. Daddy Jim is here. Andy, are you excited? Are you excited for Daddy Jim?
I'm so excited. Everyone, are you ready for Jim? Huh?
I'm so ready for Jim. I love you, Daddy Jim.
Love you, Jim.
Boy face for Daddy Jim.
Here he is, guys.
It's Daddy
When
Jim.
one chapter of the story ends for Andy, another begins.
There he is.
How are you all doing?
I am excited. What do you think?
I think this is fantastic, and I'm loving every second of it. And I like the energy. I like the energy, Andy. You got that energy that somebody wants to get done.
Thank you so much.
And I have an announcement. The cancer is in remission. And you know what that means? It is time to get off the f***ing fence.
Well, at the very end of the night, Andy revealed what it was like living with Ralph. This one's pretty long, so we're going to do highlights again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kino Confessions. So, I get all this Ashton. I'm going to look at you, Ashton, while I say this, okay? All this shit about me leaving Ralph's house. Me leaving the premises. Some people might have heard murmurings of this story, because I told a few people this, okay? But I'm gonna say it right here. And Ralph, you, okay? Here we go. You wanna know why I actually left the place without paying the rest of the rent? Why I had to leave? Well, besides him being drunk every night, and whenever he's drunk and you live with him, woo-hoo-hoo, it gets evil in there. You better hide in your room, because it's like one of those like horror video game like monsters that walk around and you have to hide and find the notes, like a Slender Man style. It's that type of living situation. There was one night where Nora came from England, right? Some people know about this time. The Kiwis know about this time and they're very important to this story because they were involved and they don't even know that they were involved. So one night, me, Ralph, and Nora are hanging out. We're drinking some beers. I bought a bottle of vodka. We're taking shots. Having an amazing night. Fun times. Laughs all around. At a certain point, when the drunk hit him, he just got like really... Me and Nora were fine though. We're watching television, heading out for some smokes and stuff. She's not a smoker, but she's like, I'll have one cigarette, whatever. But Ralph starts like getting quiet and really like distant. And we could even tell it's very uncomfortable. So he heads into his bedroom and he's on his laptop, which I found out later that he was on Kiwi Farms. So evidently, the people of Kiwi Farms knew that she was over through one of his tweets or something, like a photo or so, whatever the reason everyone knew about this. And someone must have written, Andy is f***ing Nora, which I wasn't. I'm gonna say it right now. She's a lovely person, had a great time, very nice to hang out and drink that night. We're in the living room and we're laughing. Haha, I said a joke. Oh, yeah, it's funny, right? Ralph comes out of the room. Hang on, just a little bit louder. Ralph comes out of the room like this. And she's standing. We came in from a smoke. That's what it was. We were laughing on the way in from a smoke. We're like, oh, yeah. Ralph comes out of the room and goes in front of her. He's like, you're going to fucking come into my fucking room or you get the fuck out and die. And at this point, I'm just like I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I said something like, are you okay, dude? He goes, shut the fuck up, it. And I was like, whoa, buddy. He gets really close to Nora, like really close. Face to face. He goes, you hear me, bitch? You hear me? You're going to come in my fucking room right now. And she goes, Ethan, what are you doing? He goes, you know what I'm doing. And I went, yo, bro. And he turns, he goes, shut the fuck up. Just yells. And then he goes, so what's it gonna be? A or B? She's like, okay, we can go. She's like, I'll just go. No, she goes, I'll just go. He goes, where are you going to go? To his mom's house. She's like, I'm just going to go to your mom's house. She's like, well, I'm coming with you. She goes, no, I'll just get an Uber. He goes, no. It's either I go with you or you go nowhere. And I'm just standing there like, whoa, buddy. Like, what do I do? Do I fight him? You know, like, anyway, she grabs her jacket and she walks out. And I go, dude, are you good? He walks over to the counter and grabs my bottle of vodka. And he goes face to face with me. And he just goes, this is mine now, it. And he like pushes me a little bit. And I'm just like, and he just like literally like in a water bottle like this. And I'm looking at him and I'm just like, he's like, what are you looking at, it? And I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then he fucking just leaves. Her and him leave. I literally grabbed a duffel bag, opened up and just shoved in a bunch of clothes. I left my PS4, my Syntrex drawing pad, that's like $2,000. Left my Mac, left like a bunch of other shit too, right? And I just I phone failure and I just go, hey man, I'm hopping on a bus right now, like in the morning. Like Ralph's gone. I explained what happened to failure. And he goes, yeah, meet me over in Florida, whatever. And I just can start looking for tickets and stuff. And I had no money at this point. I was broke as and I ended up doing a stream in the morning. If people remember this, you see me doing a stream in the morning and I'm raising money just to get some money just for a fucking bus ticket to get the fuck out of there. And that's when the IRL streaming phase started. And then he tells people on his show, and I've bit my tongue for years about this. And he like walked out. Guys, it was demonic in there. It was horrific. Say all my fucking dirty laundry. I don't care at this point because I've grown as a person and you haven't. You know, because I was willing to forgive all these past transgressions if you had grown as a person, because we all make fucking mistakes, Ralph. But that's why I've just had a fucking enough of you. I've had a fucking enough of you. And why do I care? Oh, you threw fucking diapers on my... You fucking ruined so many people's fucking lives. We've all had to shut our fucking mouths because of these threats. These doxing threats, the physical violence threats. You're going to slit my throat. You're going to shoot me in the back of the head. You're going to fly to Portugal and my sister. And I have to feel bad. I have to feel bad about a little joke we did on a fucking roast stream. When 10 hours a day, ask Ashton. I couldn't even listen to what he was saying because I was getting so fucking... I was like, all right, look, dude. I'm ready to roast him, but this is making me like mad beyond that level. So that's why I don't fucking care.
While in Portugal, Ralph would take an unforgettable picture of himself wearing a Burger King crown. Something that I've never heard anyone else say is that this isn't a selfie and Ralph went alone, so this means that Ralph asked some local to take this photo for him. So, as you could probably tell, Ralph was having the time of his life, eating American fast food in a city where all drugs are decriminalized. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I definitely got to experience Portugal in a way I never thought I would. What is it with me and 4-on-1 fights, lol? And forgive my hair, but there's not a stylist on call in here in the hospital. As for what happened, it's a bit blurry, but some guy tried to rob me and I chased him down and then fought him and his friends by myself. I also kept fighting well past the point that would be considered normal. Don't do this, lol. Anyway, might be delayed coming home by 1 to 2 days. Gator was worried about Ralph and said this on Twitter, even getting a reply from Ralph. Did you get your back? Some of it, basically 150 euros, my bag and my cards is what they got. I kept fighting, but it wasn't a good idea, lol. Kept my phones, watch, and some other Still have my passport. That happened on January 26th, and while Ralph was having a bad time, some other people were celebrating.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to a very special edition of the Kino Casino. The house just can't stop winning. We're on episode 3, and already the enemies of the casino, the enemies of the house, are utterly felted. They're utterly decimated, humiliated, destroyed beyond any fucking measure of what we thought was possible last week. No, we didn't realize that when we did the Ralph festival and we buried Ralph dead in the ground, that it would be almost a literal burial within a fucking week. He didn't quite realize the power that this show had. We're calling it the Kino Casino Curse.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kino Casino Curse. Everyone, tap or type in 1 if you agree that we are cursed. Ladies and gentlemen, tap 1, type 1 in right now if we are a actual curse.
Remember when Ralph said that his bag was stolen? Well, the thieves even tried to sell it on eBay.
They taught him a fucking lesson. Fortunately, I don't think he's going to learn the lesson. One thing's for sure. His Gucci man purse or his Armani man purse is gone. It's been taken, and they're selling it on eBay.
There it is. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is not fake. I thought it was fake the whole time because it literally says in the fucking description in Portuguese, found, not stolen. And then on Kiwi Farms, they were like, you're seeing the strap and how long it was compared to the photos that he was wearing it. And now they're like in talks with the police to find the guy who's selling it, who found it. Like, here it is for 300 euro. And then he auctioned it.
I don't know about that.
The seller auctioned it. Holy dude, you can't write. This is poetry. Meme magic. We've made fun of Baked Alaska for his book Meme Magic, but I'm starting to believe it. You know what I mean? At this point, I can't argue it anymore. Meme magic is real. Holy.
Of course, the casino wasn't the only one making fun of Ralph.
There's so many things about this which are so funny, to the point where everybody has joined in making fun of Ralph. Gator's making fun of Ralph. Nick Rekieta is making fun of Ralph. Even Jim has finally broken the silence and is making fun of Ralph. He paid $10 to send a message to Flamenco making fun of Ralph, and he's been tweeting about it. So it's like everybody has finally said, okay, this is like a normal person would lie and just say, I have COVID. I can't podcast because my voice is fucked up, and that's your excuse. And then you're stuck in Portugal and you can just say, well, I can't fly because I have COVID. And people might doubt that, but they don't have any evidence. Instead, this idiot is like, he puts this out there, and it's really baffling why, except that you just brush it off as like, this is the decision making of a lolcow. This is someone who doesn't think things through. Maybe he was suffering from a concussion, but then I don't know. He doesn't learn his lesson. He puts out another one. He looks worse for different reasons. In this, it looks like, I don't know why his face is so round. Did they reconstruct his fucking skull? Is that like a? That scar right there looks like a Star of David carved into his skin. What is? Why does he look so bad, Chad? It's the swelling from the surgery. Okay.
What was that Null just said? Daddy Jim laughing at Ralph? When keeping it real goes wrong. I've seen a lot of speculation about what happened, but look who has the means, motive, and opportunity. The Quartering's wife owns a plane. She knows how to fly it. No one knows where she was between the 26th and the 27th. Null would give a few reasons why he didn't think that Ralph would ever turn on Jim, and also said that nothing that Jim said was really that bad.
Will he ever openly diss Jim? No. Nothing that Jim said was mean-spirited. You know what I mean? He's just making fun, he's making fun of everyone, kind of. So I don't think that Ralph will do anything besides risk getting on Jim's shit list. He will accept any kind of passive degradation from him, but he'll never Jim is never hostile towards him in a very open and demeaning way. He never attacks Ralph's dignity.
Well, as you could probably guess, Null was absolutely wrong, because on January 31st, Jim went live with the first year of the Chud stream. Nick chuckled at Ralph farting, and that was enough to make him death enemy number 1. Well, Jim would top that in a way that only he could.
So much stuff. We talked about the merge documentary, the Xbox buyout, anti-work subreddit, the honk, if you can hear me. What else do we have here? Oh, it looks like Dick Masterson sent me a clip from his show to play. I don't know why he'd do that. Apparently he said, "Please, Jim, play this on your stream. I think people will enjoy it." I mean, okay. You know, I'm a big Dick Masterson fan. If he's asking me to do that for him, I can help you out. I can do a solid for you, brother.
Ralph, are you there?
What's up, man? Can you hear me? How do I
you sound fantastic.
What's up, Ralph? How you doing?
You're making me sick
I'm doing great.
jealousy.
I'm doing great, man. You're chopping up a little bit, so I was trying to see if I could hear you, but it sounds okay now.
Cool.
Am I still good?
Yeah, you're good.
You sound great.
Okay.
How's the trip been so far? Please say horrible.
Actually, it's been awesome.
Oh, it looks like there's been a little bit of trouble in paradise. What happened? Oh no! Somebody's got a bit of an owie. I'm not sure what's going on here. Chat, I guess we're gonna have to go over the story of what that clip's about. Dick, I don't know. Whew, it's a little harsh, but okay, Mr. Masterson. Apparently, our story begins about 2 weeks back when Ethan Ralph and Andy Warski were having a fight on Twitter, which led to Ethan Ralph declaring that he was going to fly out to Portugal to teach Andy a lesson. Anybody interested in seeing me fly to Portugal this Sunday and do a week of shows and reporting from that country? No. They put his purse up for sale on eBay. Ethan Ralph flew out to a foreign country to teach Andy Warski a lesson and was beaten in the streets to the point of needing hospitalization and surgery. They then stole his purse and sold it on eBay. How does that gonna happen? How do you get your purse stolen? Why do you have a purse? Memento! Ralph, what the fuck? What makes this even funnier is this tweet before all of this happening. 5-star days is all I fuck with now. I only fuck with 5-star days. This is almost this quote from Man Stabbed. What are you going to do? Stab me? Apparently yes, you're going to get stabbed. 5-star days. I'm having such a good time down here. You, Andy Warski, look at my merce. I got a beautiful purse. I'm down here in Portugal. You too goddamn poor to fly out here, boy. I'm going to fuck Quartering's wife while I'm out here in Portugal, eating my Burger King with my beautiful purse. Oh, look at that. Some Portuguese men are coming up to me. What are you gentlemen? Why? Stop hitting me, goddammit. I look 5'1" to you. Maybe it's you who's getting hit, motherfucker. Gets hospitalized.
From that point on, Jim was death enemy number 1. Ralph would almost immediately tweet out these messages directed towards Jim, but not naming the cancer man. Imagine having a fat Asian tubbo guts as your woman. Couldn't be me. Imagine being a man then changing your name just to get away from internet beef, and then they find you in your name anyway. Is there anything more bitch made than changing your name? Again, couldn't be me. Anon, accept your name and have your whole life. Not scared except when you cry about possible lawsuits. Such a badass except when you literally change your name you were born with. Wrong on COVID and everything else the last 2 years. What a record of excellence. Then, Ralph would write my favorite article that he has ever done, called Fear, on the very same day. Remember that this was before ChatGPT was a thing, and Ralph wrote every word of it. What must it be like to live in abject fear? Not the everyday variety. Life is hard and we're all scared to some degree. Sickness, death, birth, life, the mysteries of existence. These things have torn at the psyche of great and lesser men since time began. Fear itself is not new. What I'm talking about is a different kind of fear, one that keeps you from leaving your house. On that cause, you change the name you were born with, one that pushes you into deluding your fellow citizens in the nightmare COVID regime. All because, at your core, you are a scared old man who's simply afraid to die. You've never had any real convictions your whole life. You're proud of that, even, or so you say. In reality, you are a scared child, praying, hope, and wishing that you could escape your just rewards. You'll do anything, off anyone, to avoid it. You simply can't live as you have portrayed yourself. It's too much. You cry about it in Twitter DMs, you whine about your fat Asian hog, but deep down, you know this is what you signed up for, and you can't fucking stand it. Your entire life's a fabrication. You duck and dive and do whatever you possibly can to avoid the piper getting paid. You put your own family at risk. You do anything at all to avoid simply owning up to your deeds. You have no core whatsoever, and you do claim as a personality traits are simply things you read on messenger board. Most people would see this as a hellish existence, because it is. There are mistakes I've made, to be sure, but I could never and would never live like a fucking bitch, scared to leave my house, scared of the name my daddy gave me, scared of fucking COVID, scared of anything and everything. It's all terror to you when the microphone is off. We all know it. 2, it's very easy to see a scared old man coughing up one of his last breaths in between lame monologues that weren't even funny 2 years ago, much less now. I literally would rather die in the streets the other day here in Lisbon than live like a fucking coward, if you even call what I described as living. Some people are fine with the delusions. They are comforted by them even. I understand. I too used to love the thought of Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy, but there comes a time when childish delusions about childish losers must come to an end. It's a natural course of life, you see. Well, if you actually live life, if you live like a scared old bitch, well, maybe you continue on in your delusions. I won't hold it against you. The Emperor has no clothes, he has no children, and he has very few white blood cells left. Allegedly. Maybe in another life, he wasn't such a... Well, the next day, on February 1st, Ralph would do a kill stream in Lisbon talking about what happened and showed us the damage.
You know what? They did give me 100 right away. I can take it off for a couple more minutes. But, yeah, I got f***ed up. I mean, it is what it is, right? You can't really see... But my right eye, wait, no, it's this one, is like red. You can't really see it that well, but yeah, I mean, I got f***ed up. There's no doubt. Honestly, this looks better to me, though, than what it looked like the other day. Like, when shit was so swollen I couldn't see, that's when it's really f***ed up, dude. Like, when it's black and blue, it's getting better, honestly. So it's like, when it starts looking like this, that's a good way to be, so...
Ralph then told us just what he really thought of Jim. Because Ralph is all over the place with this one, we're going to do it as highlights.
But yeah, I said what I said for a reason. I mean, that's what I actually believe. This is a guy who takes pot shots at people. And, you know, it is. Again, he's taken pot shots at me before. I just let it go, whatever. This time it's like, okay, dude, you know what? It's actually a fucked up situation. You're actually fucking dying of cancer. You're fucking useless. You only show up every 2 months to fucking suck shekels out of everybody. You're not here day in and day out. And when you were here day in and day out, you were dead wrong. You fucked this over on COVID. You never took responsibility. There's no proof you even have cancer, to be quite honest with you. And if you do have it, I hope it fucking kills you, to be real. And so, again, you try to be holier than thou, try to skate responsibility for what you did. There's a direct line from you, old fuck, to what we're living through right now because you're scared of catching a fucking cold. I don't know. I mean, if people thought that I was hiding from what I was saying about Jim Augustin or whatever the fuck he calls himself now, he changed his name. I'm not hiding from it. I think he's a coward. I think he's a bitch. I think he's a weirdo with some fat, obese Asian girlfriend that he holds up like a prize. I don't think he's anything to fucking write home about. He's got an anime dungeon like some fucking freak. You know, he's literally dying his last breath, coughing out. You think I give a fuck, dude? Like, fuck him. Straight to hell. That's what I say about him. And you know what? He's talking enough about me. It is what it is. That's what I really think. And so you can either accept that or not. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's what I think. I think you're a coward who never accepted responsibility for what you did to our country, and I think you should burn in hell. I'm not kidding, by the way. This guy actually changed his fucking name. James O'Shaughnessy, that was his name. He changed his name to Jim Augustin, which is gay as fuck, let's be real. Couldn't it be Augustus? Like, I might have some respect for Augustine. I don't know. Sounds gay. Whatever. Especially you're an atheist. You don't know anything about St. Augustine. But whatever. Augustine. Whatever. You know, my name is my name. I'm not changing my name for some fat MSG-infused fucking greasy Asian. That's not going to happen. So, you know, again, that was his choice. And honestly, the gloves are off. I don't give a fuck. What's he going to do? Make a video? Like, do people really think I care? It's like, what are they going to do? Say something else about me? Like, oh, I really don't understand the mentality. At this point, so many people have said so many fucking bullshit, fucked up things about me that it's like, it's built in. Do you understand? It's built in. And so it doesn't really affect me. So everybody thinks, that the coward cancer patient that could have said something, could have talked shit for years and years, suddenly attacking me while I'm in the fucking hospital is like gonna do something. It's not. So I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. He can make whatever fucking video he wants. I'm sure he will. But it's whatever. Once he attacked me like that, it's like, okay, it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You thought it was funny to go to my house. You thought it was funny to do all this. If somebody showed up at your house, you'd be shaking like a leaf on a tree. You don't even leave your fucking house, dude, because you're that big of a fucking coward. You won't even walk outside because you're afraid somebody will fucking sneeze on you. That's how fucking pathetic you are. So, again, let's just deal in reality. If you saw Jim, he would look like a fucking balding, dying fucking old man in a fucking wheelchair. That's what this old motherfucker would look like. Let's talk reality. You get it? You get it? That's him. So he can put whatever fake fucking persona up here for all you fucking losers. Some of you can believe it, that's fine.
Ralph then turned on Gator as well, causing him to go on the Kino Casino where he talked about Ralph's drug usage.
Might have been dropped by the doctor as a baby because he saw how ugly the baby was. Something along those lines. But man, he really did start to fall back into his old habits really, really hard. All these burned bridges, just blowing up at people that he had no business at blowing up at. He'd see the tiniest little things in chat or somebody in like a Discord just saying like it's slight.
Well, real quick, Gator, what would you estimate his alcohol consumption being at? Was it a bottle a day or?
It had to have been a bottle a night at least.
Oh,
he was getting just faced on air.
Was he drinking? Because I had the hypothesis that he was drinking. You know how he had like those solo cups? That he was putting like water and like vodka or something in it. That's what I think, because he wasn't drinking shots or drinks per se, but then slowly throughout his podcast, when he would turn evil drunk, you'd see it in his eyes. He'd go and start and you're like, oh no, here we go. Here it is.
You can always tell because he'll get that sort of and then he'll start clearing his throat.
Oh, that
starts getting more combative with the audience. He'd start saying things like, well, if you don't like it, you can suck my dick. And shit like that. Like, you could just see it. You could just see the look in his face. He kind of had that. You couldn't really focus very well. He'd be looking off into the distance. Like, you can tell the exact moment when he starts getting real f***ed up.
Gator even told a few embarrassing Ralph stories that up until that point, only a few people knew about.
Because, most of the time when Ralph said something like embarrassing, it was usually just that, like, he woke up on the floor, he had vomited on himself, and was like, I need to quit drinking, and he's like, I'm going to turn over a new leaf, and oh, I got it. The most embarrassing thing Ralph has ever told me. So, in the midst of his, like, pill-popping stupor, he got angry, real angry, and he wanted to drive. And so he got in his car and drove around the neighborhood. He destroyed 2 mailboxes, completely destroyed his back end bumper. Yes, this is real. He did this. Drove his car into a ditch, managed to get towed out of it and back home, and I believe he got a charge for that, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't exactly remember the specifics. But yeah, he drove around the neighborhood drunk and fucked up his car.
And by the way, this is a true story. I believe it because that story I told about, like, the whole Nora incident. Remember when he just drank the fucking vodka, like a quarter of the bottle, and then goes, "This is mine now." And then he left to drive her home to like his mom's house or whatever. So, yep, that's something he did more than once, I guess.
We even got to finally find out just why Zidane really left the Killstream.
So Zidane, he left. He didn't say a whole lot, right? You know why Zidane left?
I do, in fact, know why Zidane left.
Oh. Can you tell us, or?
There were two reasons. Number one, Zidane had a really good paying job, and he didn't have the hours to devote to the show anymore. Also, Zidane was absolutely just like devastated by Ralph fucking up the big stream that Zidane put together. And that was the JLP and Dick Masterson episode. He had been trying to get JLP on the show for a long time, and he did it. And Ralph, like, for some reason, something possessed his mind, and he wanted, oh, this is boring. I'm gonna get, you know what? I'm gonna message Warski, because it seems like something's happening with Warski on Twitter. I'm gonna bring Warski in and interrupt this, because I'm not feeling this. This is boring.
And I got shit on, but I was like, why was I being shit on, right? Yes, explain this story so I can be vindicated once and for all.
Okay, so what happened is we're on the stream, and Warski gets his account hacked. And I forgot, like, what were they doing? They were, like, streaming or something on YouTube.
It was gay.
Yeah, they were streaming gay YouTube. And, like, Twitter was blowing up about it. Ralph was reading Twitter. And so what ended up happening is that Ralph's, like, not feeling like it's such a great show, too, because Dick and JLP just have this natural charisma with each other. And it's just like, wow. These guys are really hitting it off with each other. But Ralph wasn't feeling it, because of course he was drunk as shit, so he wasn't even paying attention.
Oh.
And so what ends up happening, he messages Warski, and he's just like, hey, man, come on the show and talk about your channel and all this other shit. And so Warski, and now mind you, Warski has no idea that this episode is going on at all. And so
I was on coke.
Yeah, well, I mean that, but also Ralph didn't tell you like what was happening on that episode, that it was JLP and Dick Masterson like having a great time talking with each other. And so Warski hops on, and it just like completely interrupts the conversation. Eventually, like, JLP just leaves because like nothing's happening there. And Zidane was just like, I put all this work into this episode, and Ralph just like f***ed it up for me. And after that, he just lost. It's that moment that all the co-hosts eventually go through, where they realize, I'm not really having fun with this anymore.
Yeah.
But there's been a difference in approach between you and Zidane, right? Because Zidane's just kind of quietly faded away into the background. He's not dropping any dirt, anything like that. Why have you decided to take the opposite approach and bury the knife right in Ralph's back?
Because the piece of decided that despite the fact that I've known him for almost a decade at this point, that he would be completely dismissive of everything that I've ever done for him, the stuff that we've talked about, the stuff that I've tried to help him through. I mean, the laughter of Dame Pesos may have cured his alcoholism, but what set him on the path to get to that point was me telling him he needed to fix his fucking self. He needed to clean himself up back in 2019. And it worked for a little while, but
he stayed after that. He stayed after that, right? And you said on like Flamenco's show that Ralph's been doxing since Gamergate.
Then the casino showed off Ralph's new messages, saying that he was going to Gator's hometown, posting flyers about him around his college campus.
Oh, I'll be paying a visit to Gator's hometown here soon as well. Greenville.
Oh.
Oh.
Is he also
at 11:28?
Is that a threat?
Is he also going to get beat up in Greensville? Also, I'm going to go to Greenville to own Gator.
I heard there's a massive Portuguese representation there. I don't know if that's the smartest thing for him.
He's straight up 10 minutes ago. This is 10 minutes ago. Wait. Oh my God, there's more threats towards you. He's going to post flyers all over the place.
What? Is he going to post flyers with your face on?
This is the same exact thing that he tried to do to 8-0, and then she felted the shit out of him.
Whoa, look at this. Including his community college campus and to ECU where he goes to football games. sorry if I'm doxing you on this, but he's
it's
threatening
funny that
your
Ralph
life right
seems
now.
Convinced. Like, Ralph seems really convinced that he thinks he knows where I am. And that's the funniest part about this, is Ralph is exposing himself as a fucking doxer, and he's not even gonna get it right.
Oh my god! Ashton! What happened tonight, dude? We wanted a 20-minute interview with Gator. What is
It was just
happening?
supposed to be 20 minutes, and then Anime Rightist was coming on. It's all coming out now, Ralph.
So at this point, Ralph wasn't just mad, he was big mad. Both Jim and Gator, some of what he considered to be his best friends, were now declared death enemies, and he wanted to talk to Jim. But since Jim wouldn't go onto the Killstream, one of Ralph's greatest foes offered to host their talk on his channel. And you know who that man was? That's right, the Boulder King himself, Matt Jarbo, otherwise known as Mundane Matt.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? Welcome to Boulder Talk Radio, the first one in a long time and probably the last one forever. But this is a great way to go out. I don't quite know how we got to this point. I don't quite know what brought us here. I'm not really a religious person, but hey, thank something, right? Because what we're going to be witnessing tonight, provided it actually happens, the links have been sent out. We're going to kind of have a bit of an old reunion, if you will. We're going to have a bit of a throwback to 8 years ago, as well as some probably primo internet blood sports. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this evening. I think there's going to be a couple of decent ground rules, like no doxing and no mentioning of certain people in regards to restraining orders. I just want to keep things fair and neutral as I can here. I think we are joined firstly by potentially Cancer Man Metokur.
How you doing?
Hey.
Am I coming in okay?
You're coming in just fine, Jim. Thank you for coming on. This is I was just kind of fucking around and I didn't think that we'd be here, but here we are.
Jim was the first one to call in to the stream and asked Mundane Matt a question we've all had to ask at one point or another.
So Matt, real talk. Have you ever had another man spend 2 hours drug dialing you via live stream on the internet talking about the good old days? Because that's been a bit of a new experience.
To be fair, I haven't. I've had people who were like drunk dialing me because they wanted me to come on to yell at me. That was a while back, but never someone doing it from like, you know, the nostalgic sense, right? Like just because that was desperate, man. That was really desperate. That whole last couple hours. And I tell you, man, I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, and that game is less broken than Ralph.
Then Ralph would come in, and both Ralph and Jim would speak for the first time in a long time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's in the back room right now. Let's bring him in. So remember, we're going to keep this above the belt as much as humanly possible, but it might go full bore. Okay. I don't know. Ethan Ralph of the Killstream, how's it going?
Well, you know, surreal doesn't even begin to describe it, Matt, but here we are.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little on the shock side, too. That's why I'm kind of like, all right, let's just let's see what happens tonight.
Why not?
So we good to go, Matt?
Oh, yeah, we're good to go. So, again, like I said, we'll keep the rules. You know, I know things are going to get heated, obviously. Well, that's why we're all here.
Well, let me say this at the top. There's certain things, obviously, I don't know, you know, where Medicare wants to go with his commentary, but there's certain things I have legal, considerations or whatever. I won't, leave the call if he goes there or whatever, but there's certain things I cannot comment on. So I just want to put that out up front.
Sure. No, and I'd already said that where we'll leave those kind of elements behind.
And I'm fine with what the Rage Pig is saying.
Okay.
And he can talk about anything he wants to bring up.
Do I seem upset, old man?
You've been upset for the last week.
You think so? Do I seem upset? You seem upset.
You just cried for 2 hours on Twitter begging me to come so you could suck my dick. You're here now. Open your mouth.
No, I'm not sucking.
Come on, say
You've always been a loser.
Daddy Jim.
You've always been a loser.
Daddy Jim.
You've always been a loser.
But I look like Jake Gyllenhaal with those farmer muscles, don't I?
You changed your name.
Oh, he's so sexy. Can you do the ode to Jim again?
Why'd you change your birth name, huh?
You really think that's a huge thing, man?
Yeah,
like, you've been going on about that.
Because you can't fucking own what you did in life.
If it was such a huge deal, Ralph, why wouldn't I have done it in the state that hides it?
Your name,
Ralph. If it was such a huge deal, why would I have not gone to a state that lets you hide it?
You're
just
such
like LLCs.
A coward that you changed the name your daddy gave you because you're.
Oh, my daddy!
You're such a
Not my
You're
daddy.
such a
My
fucking
Ronnie.
coward. Yeah, motherfucker.
My
You're that
Ronnie.
big of a bitch. You know what? You can make all the jokes you want.
I'm gonna make a lot of them.
Ralph then threatened to go to Jim's house, and Jim was ready for it. See, at this time, Jim bought a drone hooked up to a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, you're going to wheel yourself down the block? You're talking about people's sizes? You can't even walk outside your fucking house, motherfucker. You fucking pitiful.
And you can't walk down the streets of Portugal.
Okay, well, when I show up to your hometown and I'm a block away from your house, why don't you come down the block then, bitch?
You'll just hear pig noises.
Oh, because you can't fucking move.
You'll hear Sui
America
across
down
the sky.
the fucking block of bullshit with COVID. Why don't you answer about what you did?
Where's my rage bait?
Why don't you answer about what you did with COVID? What? Oh, you don't want to say shit about it, huh? You want to make
Oh,
fun
no,
of
I'll listen. Say about what? Go ahead, ask me again.
Girl sneeze on you and you'll fucking die, you fucking coward.
No, you got to back it up. Say what again? Go ahead. I'll let you speak and answer. What won't I answer for?
Yeah, COVID.
Put the liquor down, fat ass.
Yeah, you bitch.
Did you see the liquor leap out of the glass trying to get away from your gullet?
I didn't run. Bitch. I'm right here. Do you think I'm
I know
scared
you
of
can't run. That's why you got beat down by 4 Portuguese men.
Ralph then started making more lies about Jim on stream, and when asked, couldn't provide his sources.
Anyway, listen. Okay, so you want to know why Jim changed his name? That's what you're asking.
He changed the name that he was born with because he's afraid of the things he said on the internet. Even though everybody knows where he lives, I can roll up to his house tomorrow if I'd like that. By the way, he thought it was funny when people came up to my. He thought it was funny when people came to my house.
Where did I say that, Ralph? Point me to it.
Joke, you fucker. You know what you did. You co-signed that stream.
Point me to it, Ralph.
You co-signed that fucking stream. You know what you did.
How? Point me to it.
You know exactly what you did.
Oh, Piggy's lying.
You thought it was so funny with
Hog
the
Boy's lying again.
Cameo.
Perpetual victim. Look at you getting ready.
Then. Okay, say it wasn't cool then.
Pull it up,
okay,
fat
say
ass.
It wasn't cool
Show
then.
me.
Say it wasn't cool then.
Show me, Ralph.
Okay, well tell me then I'm full of shit and then it wasn't cool.
You are full of shit. Pull it up. Show me.
Well,
where did I co-sign it?
Okay, well say that it wasn't cool for people to come to
I'm
my
not here
house.
to protect your fragile feelings, boy.
You're full of shit, fucker. You know you
If you want to lie and get called out on it, you look like a bitch. Pull it up. Pull it up, Piggy. Where is it?
Do you know Andy Warski was on you like a month ago and like on you bad?
And
you fucking took his side for no reason? Like
Andy Warski was picking on me. You know what I didn't do, Ralph? I didn't start spurging out and threatening to put flyers up in the neighborhood.
Excuse for a human, dude. You're so fucking pitiful. I never
Ralph, lose my mind and act like an idiot and implode like you did.
Then, Jim called Ralph out for all of his soy behavior and how fast Ralph will go after someone's family while saying that his are off limits, before Ralph then told a sob story about how people dumped corn cobs outside of his house.
All right, well, you've made it perfectly clear. Gator had mentioned, you've mentioned on the past 2 streams, that you felt this way for a while and it feels good to be able to write about it. Which one makes me think you're a bitch because
you were doing me, dude. You know you were.
You said you're going to let me rebuttal.
You're right.
You said you felt this way for a year or more, but you didn't say anything, which I guess makes you a bitch because you were too afraid to say anything. Secondly, you're like, why aren't you treating me like a friend? Why aren't you being my best friend? Well, apparently you've got some fucking animosity built up, huh? You got some animosity built up towards me over whatever the fuck is your issue. You literally started this.
All right,
I made a stream joking about the shit that you did in Portugal, which was funny.
It was.
And you act like, Jim, why would you do that? Remember Andy's aim stream? I let that motherfucker up too immediately after that.
Yeah, but you know what? Andy has said, do you even like, you know what? I feel like sometimes that I'm the only motherfucker who actually watches this day to day. Do you know the things that Andy Warski has said about you personally?
Probably terrible things.
Yes.
Probably just like Matt Jarbo has said terrible things.
Well, yeah, of course, but it's like.
Can confirm.
Okay, well, I'm just saying it's like, oh, well, now Ralph's the bad guy of the week. Like, this is like.
Okay, well, I'm not totally done with my rebuttal. So what do we find ourselves with, huh? I do the Portugal stream, and what is your immediate response? You're a fucking a wife, which is amusing, because you'll sit there and cry on the internet about people fucking with your family, but your instant reaction is, I'm going after your wife. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't say, oh, that's off limits. But now when I do it, it's cool. When I do it, it's cool. But you talk about my kids or my girlfriends or wives or whatever, that's the line. That's the Ralph Mail line. It's either all or nothing. And this you're doing, I'd like to make really clear when I retweet the stuff with Gator. Oh, that's not the doxing issue I have an issue with. You're going from doxing to life ruination. You want to start putting posters up?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm not done with my rebuttal. You can rebut my rebuttal in a second.
Soon.
That's fine. I'm almost done.
Okay, go ahead.
You're talking about putting up flyers. What are they going to think it is work in his job when they find out he's a white nationalist? Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's funny when Nick Fuentes has his bank account taken away? You like it when he gets with like that?
You know, you were joking around about him being a 2 weeks ago, so you think a lot of shit is funny that I don't.
I do think a lot of shit is funny, but I'm not the one saying that his life should be ruined. Do you think it was funny when? Do you think it was funny when Dick Masterson's NP2 project and banks fucked him over? You like life ruination?
You know who supported that? All the people you're supporting now, Jim.
Apparently, you too, Ralph, because you're jumping into it.
You know what? Okay, well, I'll tell you this, and I'll agree that is a very hard
life ruination. Yeah, well, it's not doxing, it's life ruination.
Dude, people have showed up to my house. People have sprayed.
Did Gator show up to your house?
You know, today, somebody
did Gator show up to your house
and dumped in front of my fucking front door, and I didn't even make it public because it's like that's what they want. Like they literally dumped. If people showed up to your house like that, you would be fucking crying, dude. To be honest with you, you've lived your whole life trying to run away from your internet antics, and you know what?
And I need to be taught a lesson, right, Ralph? You're going to teach me that lesson.
Not about that, Jim, but it's like like they know me, right? Like there was literally in front of my fucking front door.
You project that image. That's your selling point. You tell people you're the Ralph male.
Do you think that's funny? Do you think that's funny? Like people show up to your house.
Well, you sell yourself as that guy. You say, I don't give a. I don't care. I'm hardcore. I'm badass. Nothing fucks with me.
I didn't cry about it, but what I'm saying is, do you think that's funny? Like, if that happened to you, do you think you would be like, you wouldn't? You know what I mean? Like, right?
Jim then told a life lesson that I will never forget, and then called out Ralph for not being able to give any examples about what he was saying again.
Right?
So, Ralph, let me ask you.
I'm wrong.
You're asking me this question. I'm turning it around on you. If you don't like it, why are you the one putting it out? If you think it's so fucking terrible,
and it deserves people coming to my house.
No, I'm saying if you don't like that, you say you don't, and I understand you're saying you don't.
What am I saying?
You're going to go with Gator. You're going to try to get him blacklisted for being a white nationalist. You think that's funny, Ralph? No, you think that's funny. You want to live his life and do life ruination. That's exactly what you want to do, Ralph.
That's not what I said.
Just understand, when you put it out there, it comes back to you. Oh, no, I'm just making it real clear. You want to play life ruination, it will come right back to you.
You know what? People came to my fucking house.
It will be 10 times worse than that, Ralph. You're talking about putting up flyers. What do you think it's going to be like with you and your girl walking down the street with your face up there and it says some nasty or her face?
It seems like you're scared of that, not me.
Ralph, I'm asking. So you're cool with it?
You're scared of that, not me.
Oh, okay, Sam Kinison, yell a little more.
I'm not.
Oh, he's gonna holler in his Sam Kinison voice.
You're scared, boy. That's what it seems like. Yeah.
Listen, holler and hog.
You don't want to let me talk.
You just went about it.
Are you gonna not?
Oh, okay, life ruiner. Tell me what you think.
What do you mean life ruiner? Like you're full of.
I'm gonna tell everybody Gator's a. Because I'm a little prison
snitch. You know the doxing? I was around when you were doxing people.
Who did I dox?
Are you full of shit? Like, who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool?
Name them.
It won't be me. It won't be me. I won't be falling for your bullshit. So it doesn't bother me.
Oh, boy, is this just like the last?
You're just gonna yell over me? Like, look, if you're just gonna yell,
they're questions. Fucking idiot, answer them.
What question? Give me one.
You said I doxed. Who? Name them.
I mean, everybody was doxing during the Gamergate era.
I don't give a shit about everybody. Who did I dox, Ralph?
Personally, I couldn't name necessarily.
Oh, you necessarily couldn't.
But I know you have made a career and a living off using dox material from Kiwi Farms.
Oh, so now it's dox material and videos, but not doxing.
Shut up, man. Nobody cares about doxing. Are you a or what? Nobody gives a
I wish you could get your lies straight, Ralph.
Gives a
cry and play victim.
Dude, are you that fucking stupid? Like,
I'm not the one that got beat up for a purse. What are you talking about, stupid?
I never built my career off caring about doxing.
You went to another country and had your purse stolen. What do you mean, stupid?
I can't really explain the next few clips that I'm going to show you, so I'm going to do it its highlights again.
Well, because it's like you guys act like I'm the evilest motherfucker that ever existed.
You opened gates. You started it.
That's not true. Okay, well, tell me how. Tell me how I started.
You literally wrote articles calling my wife a fat whore and a tump duck. I don't even know what the fucking dumb shit you wrote.
Why did you do the stream when I was in the fucking hospital and fucking goddamn beat fucking half to death?
I did the stream because it's
need to fucking pile on. Why
I did the stream because it was funny, Ralph.
Okay,
because you're not special.
You're fucking fat, greasy Korean wife is funny
special.
Then fucker.
You're not special and protected, Ralph. It's not my duty to take fucking internet like it's a minefield.
Either then, fucker.
Oh God, you're a hollering.
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, why? Okay, if it's fine to make fun of me when I'm in the hospital, why is it not fun to make fun of you, Medicare?
Because I'm me, my wife isn't. Isn't that what you're crying about?
You're greasy Korean.
Okay.
Do you see how mad he gets? That's fine, Matt. He can say anything he wants. I know.
I know. I know.
I'm not Gator. Bitch. Yeah, you're curious. You're bi-curious, probably. That's why you hang around flamenco.
Okay, Ralph.
Gator.
Okay, Ralph.
Nobody gives
when are you going to turn evidence on Fuentes?
When will you die?
When are you going to flip on Fuentes?
What we care about.
We know you're a snitch,
when
right, Ralph?
will you die, Medicare? That's
we know
what
you're
we
a snitch.
Care
when are you going to flip on him?
When will you fucking die?
Yeah, I legitimately think you're out of your fucking mind. I made jokes.
I
made jokes, Ralph, and you've melted down in a phenomenal way.
Well,
look at the decisions you've made over the last. I
really think that's true.
Over the last 2 weeks, to own Andy Warski, you flew to another country, and got beat up, had your purse stolen.
Who cares?
And then after that, you flipped out when people made jokes about it.
You know what? Hold on.
It is embarrassing. It went to be. You want to do that as an own. Really. It absolutely is.
Leave your fucking house. That's embarrassing. Do you understand?
Well, there is a video of me
for somebody to sneeze on you.
Getting beaten in the Puerto Rican streets or Portuguese streets.
Pathetic. You conned our country into a lockdown. That's embarrassing.
I didn't know I ran the government, Ralph.
It's not embarrassing.
Did I run the government, Ralph?
Of course I should get my ass whooped. I'm going around talking.
Do I run the country, Ralph, now too?
You're an idiot, and you know you were wrong. And why don't you just say you're wrong?
I am not wrong. I don't take back any of my viewpoints.
What about COVID? You don't take anything back.
Nearly 1 million dead Americans, 6 million dead worldwide.
Oh, it was so
pretty big deal.
Goddamn, I wish they would have sneezed on you. I have to say.
Ralph then let us know that the pill streams were the worst thing that he's ever done online before he started lying.
You're telling me that rattling a pill bottle has led you to this point in your life?
Do that? Like, what the
fuck? Because it's funny.
Okay, but why would you like there's not okay, but it's only diminishing things that you're saying and doing. Like, it's like, why would somebody not feel hostile towards that? Like, I don't feel like that's
Ralph,
like,
you can make all the jokes you want, but you take it from a point of making jokes.
I never said like jokes about your cancer. I only said I hope this guy gets better. You understand? Like, it's like this guy's fucking shit.
Ralph, you just told everybody over the last week that you hope you've been holding you've been holding it in for a year.
Well, yeah,
for a year, and you wanted me dead and in hell, and my wife's
okay.
And I'm responsible for COVID, and my videos.
You know that's not fucking true. So whatever.
So you're lying again.
Ralph then literally blamed Jim for everything, accusing him of co-signing every video that had Jim's voice in it, regardless of Jim's involvement.
Okay, you know what? Actually, you're more to blame than Gator because you basically co-signed their fucking stream. If you want to know,
what are you talking about? What stream where you got corn cobs?
Like, okay, let me ask you this. So the stream where they went to my house is the same stream where the like Jim amalgamation or whatever happened.
Yeah, the robot thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the stream, you're like, oh, it's so funny. Well, you know how people take that.
That I like the fucking Jim video.
No, it's like you co-sign basically what they're doing to me. And that's how anybody would take that. It's like Jim co-signed this.
Ralph, you are fucking paranoid, man.
Okay, you don't think that at all. Like, what? Would you think that's crazy? Do you think that's literally
I do think you're fucking crazy. Yes, I think you're out of your fucking glory.
Crazy. Okay, you know what? I might be crazy, but I don't really think that's crazy.
We're going to do one last set of highlights for the next bit because we have a lot of good clips that don't need any commentary.
Bro, you are ruining yourself. I'm watching this take place in real time. You are devolving down a path of a spiral, the likes of which I haven't seen in a long time, and I don't know why. I don't know if you really got hurt in Portugal and there's some kind of like legitimate brain hurt, or if it's like pills or liquor. I don't know what the fuck it is, but you are spiraling, dude.
Well, you know, I've heard that, and I had some people. You know why I feel like that is a narrative? Basically, is kind of from what you guys said. I will say that I don't really feel like it seems like you've been going out of your way to me for quite a while. I guess
when I go out of my way to shit on you, it'll look like Jack Murphy.
I don't think I've ever hidden from this, and I'm not gonna hide from it now. I've had problems with substance abuse and all that. Like I don't think. No. Well, you made me smile when you said that my joke was reality. So, and you know what? And I don't want you to die, honestly.
I don't believe you. I think you hate me. I think you have a deep-seated animosity. Absolutely.
You know, that's kind of fucked up that you actually think that.
Then, Mundane Matt felted Ralph hard enough that Ralph actually ran away, and all he had to do was ask to see Ralph's report history on YouTube. The exact same thing Ralph did with Matt a few years prior.
You are a fucking hypocrite, all right? Like,
Well,
and you know you're a hypocrite, dude.
I'll mute myself so you two can go for it.
No, I'm not trying to get involved in shit, but it's like you're out there complaining about people coming to your fucking house, dude. Like, I got doxxed 3 years ago with that shit. I've had people come to my house. I've had sent to my house.
Sure.
All right. Like,
people come to my house, dude.
yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's cool and I don't support it. All I'm saying is, like, it's like, can have some goddamn empathy for other people who you've helped put in those situations.
No, well, you don't understand. Like, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But
I understand a lot more than you fucking think, dude.
Well, let
all
me
right.
speak and I'll let you speak for sure. I actually I do have a lot of empathy for people in our position, I guess you could say. So yeah, I don't think that's
Well, let me ask you this. I want an honest answer. How many fucking people have you flagged? Like, literally, because I did 13. It was stupid, but that's the number. All right.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into.
Nah, but dude, that's the thing, man. You went at me for a long ass fucking time. All right, you went at me for a long ass time over my kid.
It doesn't matter if you yell about your.
Nah, all I'm pointing out, man, is like if you want me to have empathy over you having a daughter in a couple months.
I don't care about your empathy. I hope you die in a ditch.
I'm sure you fucking do hope I die, but the reality of it is we're here and I'm not
I
dead.
literally don't care, Matt.
You do care. You obviously care because you bring it up a lot. And he quit.
Oh, did he really leave?
He really left. Yeah, he really left. No, he really left.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, he wants to have those conversations. I'll have them all day fucking long, man. I don't give a shit. All right, I've had people for years try to tell me that my kids ain't my kids. I know they're joking, but it's like, if he's gonna run his mouth like that, if he's gonna cry like that, I'm gonna put it right back in his fucking face. You've said that shit about me. He has paid money for private recordings of me in order to further that narrative. So, he can fucking sit and spin. Like, I don't like Ralph, but like, clearly he's not in a good place mentally right now. You could say maybe he's in a bad headspace. I've been there.
Yeah,
so I kind of want to see his report history. If I'm being honest, I think it's only fair.
I think it was a fair question too. Since I haven't run yet, let me just say thank you for hosting. You're completely neutral. You didn't interrupt. I hope you got some good super chats off it.
Oh yeah. There's people been very generous for that. Thank you.
At this point, Jim and Ralph's relationship was over permanently, and with the year of the Chud in full swing, Ralph had no idea what kind of a year he had in store for him. But unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to cover the rest of this story another day. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. But wait, what's this?
Lolcow Trading Card Game introduces our newest release, Volume X, the largest drop of the most dastardly cows and scribes alike. Lolcows like CW-chan, Rax, Bugs, Blade, and many more. But let's not forget about our beloved commentary scribes featuring those at the forefront of Lolcow lore today, such as Smokey McCracken, Kiwi Tapes, Audentum, Based Shaman, and so many more. The Lolcow Trading Card Game brings the most utterly infamous internet memes to you in cardboard.
What the fuck did you expect?